Hey, everybody, it's Chris Thompson from Mike Mandel Hypnosis. I'm here with Mike Mandel.
From also, Mike Mandel Hypnosis.
Amazingly, we want to talk about hypnosis and one of the models of hypnosis that Dave Ellman came up with, and I think it's a really nice one, and it's the idea that hypnosis is bypassing the critical faculty and establishing selective thinking.
You put
all right,
two together, you have hypnosis happening, whatever the hell that is.
Right. So now he wrote about this in his book, Hypnotherapy, and it's a fantastic book. There's all kinds of awesome stuff, and we got to learn more and more stories about Dave Ellman through meeting Colonel Larry Ellman, his son, which is a totally separate story. But we want to start off so let's talk about this in a non-formal hypnosis context. I'll just throw out one example that I made up on the fly. I've done stuff like this with my own kids when they were young, but since it was so many years ago, I didn't remember the exact details, and I made it up when we were teaching Foundations Live, and I was answering a question from one of our students. The idea that I made up was this. Let's say little Johnny, your son, he falls and he cuts his knee and he's crying. So how do you bypass the critical faculty, which is the critical faculty thinking like, oh my goodness, my knee is cut. If you're a little kid, you're crying about it, right? So a pattern interrupt is one way to do that.
Sure.
And in this case, you could acknowledge, oh, you cut your knee, you're crying. Okay, great. Now you need a pattern interrupt. So let's say it could be something like my dog, Ollie, right? Hey, what time does the pet food store close? Because we don't have enough food for Ollie. And, capture the attention. All of a sudden, the kid's attention is going to be elsewhere. You bypass the critical faculty. And then you could resolve that quickly, like close that loop and be, oh, it closes at 6 o'clock. It's okay. We have time to get there after we deal with your knee. Now you can shift into Mike Mandel's method of emergency hypnosis, which we've talked about before, which is so put your arm out and we'll just pretend that this is the cut knee, okay? And we say, all right, now I need you to tell me, is this okay?
I'm going to test it.
Yeah, I'm going to test it. Say this is okay.
No, you say, does it hurt or is it okay?
Thank you. Right. Does it hurt or is it okay? That's better. And you touch
it hurts. Scary.
Say, is it okay?
It's okay.
Say it's okay.
That's okay.
Is it okay? And you just keep.
You say, how's this? How's this?
You can continue on from there, right?
Yeah, and what happens is they just keep saying over and over that it's okay, and you never go to the injured part.
So what have we done there? Just breaking that down. We have interrupted the pattern, which is bypassing of the critical faculty, and then we've established selective thinking by getting the person, the kid in this case, to say, it's okay,
change your focus, change your life.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's hypnosis.
It is.
Really simple.
Another example, Chris. I mean, that's a perfect example. Working a different way, but the same stuff. Years ago, I saw a really interesting video with a British dentist. And being a Brit, I can say that when I came to Canada, dentistry was in the freaking infancy there. But this video, the equipment was so old, he was actually using a pulley drill.
Oh, man.
Those things grind and heat and all. I went through hell with those. I mean, the torment of the damned. But he's got a very little kid in the seat. And I got to hand it to this dentist, this British dentist. He handled it brilliantly. On the pulley drill, he had tied like a cotton ball. And so as he turns on the drill, this cotton ball starts going in this arc.
So your visual focus is now watching it.
And he says to the little girl, little boy, whatever, I think it was a little girl, he said, see this? It's a little bunny rabbit, isn't it?
Oh.
Can you keep watching the bunny rabbit? Okay, now we're starting to bypass the critical faculty. And he said, do you want me to drill a nice little hole in your tooth so the bunny rabbit has a place to hide? And she's, yes. And he's doing this, and that's right in the bunny rabbit. You can just watch him, and you feel so wonderful, and he's going round and round.
Meanwhile...
Yeah, drill it for oil, like Jack the frickin' oil driller. Anyway, and it worked. So he has established...
Bypass the critical faculty.
By bringing this... Well, let's think of it as a rabbit instead. Let's change the whole idea by bringing in imagination, little baby rabbit, and at the same time, the selective thinking is keep watching the rabbit. Keep watching the rabbit.
That is cool.
It's brilliant. And let's add a third one to the mix.
Okay.
Kev Sheldrake and Anthony Jacquin's automatic imagination model of hypnosis. Now, this does that exactly. And I tested it with my students when we taught in Toronto. I said, put your hand here on the table. I want you to pretend your hand is stuck on this table and pretend that you cannot move it no matter how hard you try. And here's the second part that establishes the selective thinking. We're bypassing the critical faculty through using imagination and so on. It's imagine you can't move it. Pretend you can't. And now pretend you don't know that you're the one causing this.
And that's what establishes the selective thinking.
Now I'm focusing my hand.
Right.
Now I can do it now. And it can honestly, this arm is tight and it honestly feels, then all you have to say is,
you're the one doing it.
I'm doing this myself. I can stop anytime. And you do. It's mind-blowing. Maybe that is all hypnosis is. I don't know. But again,
Well, it's a series of models, right?
Series of models.
As we teach in the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy, there's different models for how you can imagine what hypnosis is. Certainly, imagination is a great way to bypass the critical faculty. Anyway, if you want to learn hypnosis, check out the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. You can start with a free test drive if you like, and you'll learn a lot of cool stuff. You can deal with kids' problems. You can deal with relationship problems. You can fix clients. You can start a business and make more money on the side, or start a new career if you want. There's all kinds of things you can do. It's up to you whether or not you're going to do it. So that's where we're going to end it, I think, right here.
There's no better point.
All right. So check out MikeMandelHypnosis.com. Leave us a comment in the comments under this video, and we'll make sure that there are some appropriate links to get you some good stuff in the description under this video. Thanks once again, and good night.